All right, I want to talk to you about the two big reasons that all those communication tools you got in couples therapy or you learned in that workshop or wherever, why they don't work. Or maybe you started using the tools for a little while, it worked for a little bit, and then you fell back into old behaviors really quickly before too long. And it's for two big reasons which are closely related. The first is that your conscious brain processes information at a rate of 50 bits per second, while your unconscious brain processes information at a rate of 11 million bits per second. At that 50 bits versus 11 million bits. This is the work of Timothy Wilson many years ago. Great book, Strangers to Ourselves, but I'm not going to go there now. It just suffices to say that's what it is. So think about that. So consciously what happens is that we say things to people all the time. We talk about things and we're conscious and we're doing our thing. But the vast majority of how you communicate and what you're feeling from other people, what other people are communicating to you, is actually below the surface, is that subconscious or unconscious, that 11 million bits. So maybe you come to my office and I give you a great tool to use with your partner and we're talking and you're motivated because you're in the office with me and you're feeling excited, and then you go home and you've got this great tool, but your unconscious or what's below the surface is thinking, we've had this problem a long time. That little tool Abby gave me ain't gonna work. Or, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna take years and years to change this. Or, we've tried things before, nothing ever sticks. This isn't gonna stick either. So consciously, you're thinking and you're maybe trying a tool out with your partner and checking it out to see if it works. But because unconsciously you are doubting, you are frustrated, you are maybe even resentful, but all that doubt, all that worry, all that non-believing, that is what your partner is picking up on. So you do your thing, you say your stuff, and your partners look, hearing the words or whatever's happening, but they unconsciously are thinking, this doesn't feel right. They're saying one thing, but I'm picking up on another. I think they're kind of full of what. So they don't change. Your partner doesn't change. They don't make any changes because they're sort of waiting. They're thinking, well, how long is this going to last? Yeah, sure, he's being nice to me now, but how long is that going to go on? And sure enough, you don't get the reaction you want, so you stop doing it. You stop doing whatever the change is, and then you come back in my office and tell me that the tool doesn't work. Well, that's not what's not working. You have to align. You have to align that conscious brain and that unconscious brain. You have to put them together. And there's a quick way to do that, which is using something called your Reticular Activating System, or RAS for short. And your RAS is basically, it's a filter between your conscious and your subconscious mind. And basically, you think something consciously, and the RAS sends that as an order or an instruction to your subconscious to look for that thing. And the easiest example I always give is if you've ever bought a new car or looked for a new car. You suddenly see that car everywhere, right? Everywhere you look. If you were looking for a gray Nissan Pathfinder, they're everywhere. You feel like that's all they're making at the factory. I remember every time I was pregnant, it's like every woman in the world was pregnant suddenly. There was like a population explosion. There wasn't. For example, I don't think I ever see pregnant women anymore. It's sort of funny. But because consciously you're thinking of that car or the fact that you're pregnant, again, it sends it as an order or an instruction to your subconscious to look for that thing. And it will. It'll find it everywhere and suddenly it'll appear. Now, the problem is if you think my partner is always nagging me, they're drinking way too much, tools don't work, nothing ever works, then that you're sending that as an order to your subconscious to look for nagging, drinking, and tools not working. And guess what? That's all you're going to see. You're going to see it everywhere, just like those cars. You're going to see it all over. And here's the really important piece, which is really scary. Your RAS will filter out anything that doesn't match. I know. So when your partner is being appreciative and loving and funny and sober and all those good things, or when they're reacting in a good way, your RES will actually filter that out because it doesn't align with the beliefs and the things it was told to look for. So you have to get those babies into alignment. And you can program the RAS on purpose. And the easiest way to do that is setting intention every day. I call it the 18-second shift. I have another video on that if you want to check it out. I'll link to it in the cards somewhere. But the 18-second shift is basically setting intention. And it takes about 18 seconds. And so if you want to program that RAS for what to look for, and so you'll say to yourself, literally just take a moment. You don't have to do a special breath or anything else, but just take a little moment and set an intention for how you want to be. How do you want to be in the relationship? Do you want to be loving, kind, compassionate, open, funny, sexy, whatever you want? And what happens is that sends a message, and that's how you start showing up. And your brain will remind you when you get impatient or something else. Your brain will actually pay attention to that and sort of tap you on the shoulder and key you back into a good way of being. And the more often you set intention, the longer that lasts. The other thing you can do is a random act of kindness for your partner. Think about, and this is sort of setting intention in another way, because you're thinking of what can I do that's nice or kind for my partner or whoever it is. What can I do? And your subconscious will start finding that. That RES will program in and start looking for that. And the last quick tip I have is to write down things that you appreciate about your partner. Every day, write down one thing you appreciate. Now, I'm going to be really clear. This isn't gratitude. Gratitude is different than appreciation. Again, I do a whole other thing on that. We're not going to do it here. But gratitude is sort of out there, kind of big. I'm grateful that I'm working during the pandemic. I'm grateful that we have this beautiful house, whatever. That's not it. That's not going to get you there. You have to really feel it. It has to be here and now. And appreciation is here and now. So it might be that you're sitting there and you're looking at your partner, maybe interacting with your teenage son, and to truly appreciate, like, wow, he's so patient with him. He's really such a good dad, something like that. Really appreciating, really noticing something that was sort of in neutral before, and you're kind of pulling it out and putting it into the positive category. It might be something that your partner is really, she always remembers little things that you need or want around. So, hey, maybe the fact that there's always toilet paper, always paper towels, always tissues, that these things are always stocked in your home. Someone has to do that. And it might be sexist here. Maybe it's the male partner doing that. Maybe it's a female. But think of those things, and again, kind of turn them out of the neutral category and into something positive. Like, wow, I'm really grateful. I'm really appreciative. That these things are there every day. So that's it. Those are my quick tips. But this is really what's getting in the way of things working in your relationship. It's getting into that alignment. I'm Dr. Abby Medcalf. I help people create a lasting change in their relationships, even if their partner, mother, brother, boss, whoever won't do a thing.